Hey, good morning. It is another week. We're on July 2nd through the 8th, chapters 6, 7, and 8. We've just completed chapters 4 and 5, and I've gone through your design collaborative assignments plus the mock-ups, and you should have grades for those and some comments. If you'd like to look at that, that'd be great. Thank you for all of those who participated in that. That was terrific work. And we're on to our next few modules. So module 6, 7, 8 is all about painting, drawing, printmaking, and the like. So it's all really about 2D in tactile form. So let's take a look at that and see where we're at. All right, so artists find ways to express themselves with almost anything available. You know that because you just had to do that for yourself. It is a stamp of their creativity to make extraordinary images and objects from various but fairly ordinary materials. So from charcoal, paper, and thread to paint, ink, and found objects like leaves, artists continue to search for ways to construct and deliver their message. So this module explores traditional and non-traditional associated with two-dimensional artworks, including drawing, painting, printmaking, and collage. Two-dimensional medias are groups into general categories. So let's take a look at each group to understand their particular qualities and how artists use them. And we'll take a look at that fairly easily. All right, so drawing begins with talking about the types of media, from dry media to wet media, charcoal, pastels, ink, all kinds of stuff with historical reference to where those mediums have been used. Painting, this is two-dimensional media still, but we are sort of looking at it in a, it's interesting because this is sand painting, Navajo sand painting, and then also Tibetan mandala painting, which has its roots in Buddhism, which interestingly enough will spend weeks and weeks, or at least a week, creating a Tibetan sand painting and then destroying it at the end by sweeping it away, which kind of supports the idea of non-attachment, which is a Buddhist idea. And also, so watch the video and sort of see what that's about. And then we talk about the 6 major painting mediums, and we go on with frescoes and secco fresco. This is the Last Supper. You will have a video to watch about that if you haven't seen that already. And yeah, okay, so lots of things to look at. I want to get to printmaking and this idea behind printmaking. There's several, let me go back, sorry about the scrolling, several different ideas around printmaking. These are the 3 basic techniques: relief, intaglio, and planar. Okay, and this kind of gives you a side view of what that looks like. And then we go into lithography. There's a great program at CSU Stanislaus. They have a great printmaking program there if you're really interested in this and you want to take some classes. Serigraphy, and also known as screen printing. You might be familiar with that in terms of screen printed t-shirts. Screen printing is amazing, and there are simple designs which only take 1 screen, and then there are designs that take several screens. This particular video, I think she uses more than 7 screens to produce her work. So each color requires a different screen. Somebody like Shepard Fairey, who did the Obama poster, Hope, you would see maybe like 6 or 7 screens with that. And then others can basically have many or less. So Andy Warhol, his image of Campbell soup cans, that was another screen printed image. All right, and then here we come to collage. So some of you have used collage in your mock-ups, so you know what that's about, and here's some examples of it. So top 10 collage artists and 25 best artists made from best artworks made from trash, which is kind of interesting. So this kind of brings us to our collaborative collage. This is a collage that we made in the last class. You can view that if you like when we were in class, and I've been doing it online a couple times, so you guys will be participating in that. So let's take a look at that, and so you're aware. This is it, collaborative collage, you are what you eat, okay? So this is in class or a group class sort of project. I'm asking you to basically record what you eat for a week. So from July 4th to July 11th, you'll be taking photos on your phone of things you eat. So try not to forget so that you're not just taking pictures of empty cartons. Anyway, somebody made the comment last time. They were like, I forget to take a picture before I eat it. I'm like, well, just work on that. So anyway, you'll be taking photos and sending them to the Dropbox, and then we'll be collecting them and putting them into a group collage. So I'd like at least 150 photos. So send a lot. And, you know, if you record 3 things a day for a week, that's a lot. So, and when we put you all together, it turns out to be quite an interesting image. So, and then I'm asking you to upload one of your consumption photos, the best one that represents you, here in this assignment on campus. Okay, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. Don't forget to do it. And you have one journal prompt this week. So I know, happy 4th of July. I hope you guys can get all this done in this week. Hopefully you can. This is a video about Robert Rauschenberg's Erased de Kooning. Willem de Kooning was an artist who drew and painted. And Rauschenberg was a collagist. He was a person who did everything, actually, and he was kind of quite innovative for his time. He recently had a retrospective at the SF MoMA. If you would so desire, you can look at more of his work there. If you go to SF MoMA and just type in Robert Rauschenberg, I think you can actually see the whole show or lots of things. Anyway, this asks you to watch the video and discuss the issue of appropriation and destruction in reference to this artwork, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. And Rauschenberg is one of my favorite artists just because I like what he does and what he stood for and change. And I also like his collaborative efforts that he took with lots of other artists around him at the time. So this is a practice test, okay? So it includes the answers on the next sheet, basically. So here's the questions and the answers. I've given you this so that you can actually practice for midterm. This is a few of the questions that probably will be asked, not all of them, but some of them in your midterm. And also just a note about midterm, which is not this week, but next week. Oh, look, N-words. We're going to have to change that. Answers. Anyway, sometimes I find things along the way that I do, and I think, oh, great. Okay, so a bit about the midterm. You've got a multiple choice test that's going to be online, and you'll have at least probably 3 attempts to take that, and a standard amount of time, I think over an hour, 180 minutes, I believe, for you to take that. And then you will have this secondary part, which is a gallery exhibition write-up, okay? And that assignment is going to be part of your midterm. So please, I keep harping on going to see work, but I really would like you to think about that and do that, make the effort before things have to be due, okay? So midterm art gallery essay, I'd like you to visit an art gallery. Right now on campus at MJC, I don't think there's anything happening, so that's really not possible. And Central The CSU Gallery at Stanislaus just got done with their BFA show. So schools right now are kind of dead in terms of gallery visits, but the Central California Art Association at the Mislin Gallery in downtown Modesto still has a show going on. And then, of course, there are some other things that, I can send you out to do, like going to the De Young or going to SF MoMA or any of these museums that I've listed, okay? And then here is a little bit about the essay. I'm asking you to, whatever you're picking to talk about, you need to include the artist's name, the gallery or the museum you viewed the work at, what time you viewed the work at, and the date you viewed it. And then address the following points. And these are all points that we just talked about, okay? These are your elements and your principles, okay? And then if you have questions about that, you can review chapters 1 through 3. You can take a look at the visual note cards again and figure out a way that you can sort of incorporate these things. Not all of these things are going to be included in your write-up because they may not be applicable, but mostly they probably will be, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. Now, I just went to the county fair and in Marin and saw some terrific artwork. If you happen to be at a county fair or even the state fair and you find something you want to discuss and you think it's fabulous, please take a photograph of it, include it with your work so that and your write-up so that I know what we're talking about. Otherwise, work like that is unique and I cannot look at to actually have a dialogue with you about, it won't work for us. So not opposed to those works. I'm just need some reference points. So again, take a photograph. Okay, so I think that's it for this week for 6, 7, and 8. If you're out and about for the 4th of July, please be careful. Have a good time. And I'll see you next week. Okay? All right. Thanks.